Hello, everyone. Welcome to Last Week On. My name is Adam Straughan, and we are back for the Invincible finale. We're finally here, the end of Season 4, Episode 8, Don't Leave Me Hanging Here. But before we jump into that, I have two very special guests who have come back, returned for the finale. You know them by now. It is Zach and Natalie. How are you doing, guys?
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Doing well. This is criminal, by the way, that we are covering a season finale after like what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks?
It feels like that.
Literally,
Yeah. Feels like
actually.
2 weeks to me.
Yeah, it's like nothing at all.
I know, it's crazy. Like it's come and like when you think about it, like when I think back to episodes 1 and 2 and like that dinosaur creature, like that was this season. And that feels
I
like
just
last year.
don't, well, I mean, I just don't understand why we can't just, I don't know, expand it to at least 12. Like, what happened to 12 episode seasons?
Right.
I felt like that
It
was
seems so
short for a
short.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We
And
need
not even
more.
that. Right, no, totally. But like even just make the season finale like an hour and a half. Like flesh out the episodes a little
Mm.
bit longer because it just goes by
It was
so
like, what,
quick.
52 minutes? So it was
Yeah,
like nothing with, long ass credits and everything.
Yeah,
exactly. I know.
actually.
Nah, it goes by way too quick. But before we jump into it, obviously, Natalie, you went on the last episode, so I want to ask you briefly, like, some of your thoughts, just generally about like the last episode. Obviously, we had the big space fight, everything going on there. They destroyed the planet. Like, what's your thoughts on that last episode?
I was in shock the entire time, especially when they were going down to the planet. I wasn't sure what they were doing at first. Went through the entire planet. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not real. Thaddeus just dying. I was like, oh my gosh. But obviously they're going to Earth. That was like my first thought too. Like
Hmm.
once they left, I was like, oh,
It
Earth.
took them way too long to like come up with that conclusion too.
Right. They were like, where could they be going? They're lost. It's like, no, they're not lost. You just
Right.
destroyed their planet. They're gonna
There's only one
destroy
place they are
yours
going. Like,
now.
come on,
Like,
smarten up a little bit.
right.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Like, hello.
But I am really surprised that that wasn't the season finale. That's all I have to say. I feel like
Mm,
that would have been like a very solid season finale, but after seeing this last episode, I'm glad that this was the last episode.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting because like tonally as well, like these two episodes are so different. Like obviously we have
Hmm.
like the big battle, the big fight in the last episode, and like everything like builds and builds and builds. And then this episode's a lot of like a calmer season finale for me. There's
Yeah.
obviously still some shocking moments, which like we'll go through some of that as well. But like just interesting, like tonally, it kind of feels like this is more of a breather until I guess we get like the very ending, which is like
Mhm.
decision time, which is that even a
Even
decision?
that was like, I'd rather that than a bunch of buildings being destroyed and people's
Hmm.
heads getting smashed. And we do need a break.
Yeah.
Mark needs a
Definitely.
break. He needs therapy.
Yeah, we're talking about we need a break. It's like, no.
I know our baby boy Mark. He needs the biggest break in the fucking world right now.
I
Jesus
love him.
Christ. Um, but I guess we can jump into it. Talking of Mark,
Ugh.
we can talk about some main characters' journeys going through this, but mainly this is like at the heart. I'd say this is mainly like a Mark episode. Obviously, there are some good stuff in there with like Nolan and Debbie, which we'll get to, but we'll
Mhm.
focus on Mark first. So like I want to ask your guys' opinion. Natalie and I, we spoke about this briefly off camera, but like we can talk about it. It's like obviously Mark keeps having these death visions where like he
Mhm.
sees I love the way the episode starts with like the vocalizing. We see Throg and the others come down and like start decimating the
Yeah.
earth. And then like kind of that fade out of like pulling back and it's Mark like thinking about it. And it's good to see that. I like to see like an internal monologue and internal thoughts of like what a character is thinking about. So like that for me, it was just haunting with like that vocalizing voice over everything happening. I thought it was an incredible opening. I really liked
Did
it
y'all
for
think
that.
that
But
that was real, or did you assume that it was
I assumed it
okay?
probably wasn't real, but
hmm,
when they were standing in that ship, like ready to go down, I was like, oh my gosh. And then while they were doing it, for some reason, I was like, this can't be real.
Yeah. It
hmm,
This
was it
isn't
was it
happening.
was a lot all at once, but then they've done that before, so I was questioning
hmm,
myself. I just wasn't sure, you know.
Yeah.
hmm. Yeah. But I think it worked, effectively worked as an opening. Like, I
Hmm.
like that. And then, like, we do get a lot of callbacks to that, obviously, throughout, where Mark sees, he sees Debbie being killed. He sees William being killed. He sees Eve being killed. He sees Cecil being killed. And I said this earlier, like to Natalie, and I'll kind of repeat what I was saying. The thing that kind of like got me a little bit is that I don't know, like maybe the first one and then maybe his mom, like I think were really effective. But then anything
Mm.
after that, it kind of felt like Boy Who Cries Wolf. So I was like, well, we know this one's not real
He's
because we're already seeing it.
traumatized, Adam.
Thank
He's
you.
got PTSD.
I was kind of fighting back on Adam with this point. I was
This
like,
is when she gets up and walks out.
Walks,
yeah.
disconnects, leaves job, never sees her
I
again.
get what
All
you're
right.
saying though. Like it just editing wise, I guess it's a lot of repetition, but that is PTSD, you know.
Yeah.
It is repetitive. It is like a cycle that you are frustrated that you can't really get out of. So I think that's one thing that I found really smart about the episode is it does put us through the motions with him. Um and I don't know, yeah, and it feels repetitive to us because it's repetitive to him. And I
Hmm.
liked it, I think.
Yeah. That's a fair comment.
But I agree with you, Adam. Like the first two were very effective. And then after, I felt like it was definitely like, okay, we know this isn't real. Like, especially the Eve one. I was like, come on.
Hmm.
Um, but then the last one, I was like, ooh, is this real? Is this not
Hmm.
real? That's
Yeah.
the one that like tied it all together for me. Those like
Right.
little scenes. But whenever he came and like killed a loved one, I was like, this isn't happening.
I mean, I love the way it was shot. Like, I love, like, the way, like, his vision, like, went blurry and
Mm.
everything. And, like,
Hmm.
especially right as you said, Natalie, right at the end when he, like, sees Throg and it's, like, unclear whether he's there. And then, like, the clarity's there and he's like, oh, yes, I am actually here. And you're like, fuck,
Right.
like, he's really here. And it worked for that ending, definitely. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, and obviously, there's two kind of points from this, like, Mark as the character going through that. It makes
Mm.
complete sense. Us as the viewer, like me as the viewer, it kind of felt like just watching, I was a bit like, okay, well, I know this isn't happening.
Yeah.
But what I would have probably think, like for me, would have probably worked a little bit better. And this is just like me riffing, but like is Mark obviously when he first goes down to the planet, like when he dives down, he's looking around, he's like, oh, nobody's here. Like, where are they? I don't know where they are. If like he kind of like kept catching them or like seeing them in a distance or seeing them out the corner of his eye and being like, wait, no, like, was that them? I don't know whether I saw them or
Mm.
not. And then right at the end, seeing Throg and being like, oh, fuck, he's real. Oh, fuck, that means everything that I did see was
Yeah.
real. As a viewer, that I think would have been more effective, just as a viewer. But I totally get your point
Right.
about
Probably.
Mark.
I'll have to go back and watch it and like freeze frame it a little bit because I wonder because they're supposed to be there already by now, right?
Yeah,
So
they
I
are.
wonder if they are in any of those shots,
Oh my gosh.
as
Yeah.
he's like
Mm.
flying around.
Little
Yeah,
Easter
that's a good
eggs.
point.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, because like in like the more like he says like human clothing, right? Where you see like Lucan in a suit
Mhm.
and this has got like some denim jacket on and everything. So that would be cool actually if there was a little cheeky Easter egg in there.
How did they go down there though? Is my big question. Did they have money? Like, what did they? Are they
No,
robbing people to get their initial $40,000 to get set up?
I forgot his name, but the one who was like sitting on the bike and like smoking his cigarette, that
Creed,
was the
yeah,
funniest
Assimilated so
scene
quick.
ever.
He's ready to
yeah.
be there. Yeah, he may not leave. This may
He's
be
like,
where
I'm
he
ready to
stays.
start making
Yeah.
babies.
Listen, this isn't his first trip to like Earth. He knew exactly where the cigar shop was. He went straight there. He knew what he was fucking doing.
The eye patch. I was like, come
I
on.
can't. I can't with a pirate eye patch. But even like there was a tweet I saw earlier. It's like Lucan, which when you see him walking through the street with his like like looks like a tuxedo.
This tie,
Someone
yeah.
Mm.
someone was like, Lucan has gone down to Earth and pretended he's Steve Harvey and is now running Family Feud. And I fucking died laughing at that. It was so good.
That's funny.
Um, yeah, I do like all of this though, like the urgency with Mark when like, when he's dazing out the window and like, they're trying to talk to him and he's just not listening. And then like as soon as they're like, okay, we're in Earth orbit and he's like, boom,
Yeah.
like straight down looking. Um, obviously like within that he does like, Nolan follows him, Tech Jacket follows him as well. And like, the first port of call obviously has to go and see Debbie. And I like that reunion, like as we've said a million times, Zach, and obviously Natalie's the same. We love
I
that
don't think that was
relationship.
where we should have started, though. One,
Interesting.
I think we needed to hear their plan. Like, what would have the plan have been had they shown up and the Viltrumites were there and like
Yeah.
wrecking shit? Like, what was the plan supposed to be? I would have liked to have known that. But also, um, as soon as he got there, they should have gone to see Cecil and figure out how to start getting people to take cover because I would be
Right.
assuming that they would just be coming in like, I don't know, everybody's in danger. Like, where are the bunkers? Where's the shelters and I don't even think
Right.
we got to any of that. People are
No,
still walking
exactly.
around
Yeah.
that's we got to look out for the citizens, you know?
Hmm.
I was
Yeah.
True.
worried for all of them.
No, you're right. Like, I think as well, like clearer heads would have prevailed. Do you know what I mean? But I think
Mm,
Mark was just so gun-ho. And like Mark is really like emotionally headstrong. So I think his mind
yes.
was just like, fuck, I've got to get down here quickly. But you're right, like a plan of action would have worked.
Mm,
Definitely.
Um, yeah, like obviously he sees Debbie and like I like as well, and like, he says to Debbie, like, look, I'm here, like I'm fine. Like all of it all has been taken care of. He's fine. Debbie obviously has 1,000 questions, but he's like, look, he's
Hmm.
fine. But like right now, I've really got to go and see Eve. And then obviously, he says it. My dad is here, by the way. He's like hanging around
mm.
up there, flying around the house. Um, yeah, I mean, the conversations that he has with Eve, obviously, like Natalie, I'm going to kind of come to you really like more for this than anything, but like I like as well, like when they're first obviously talking, and we get the title card of like, he says like, hey, you don't know I'm Invincible. Obviously all
I
of the
loved
background's
that
gone.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I had like butterflies in my stomach.
Not butterflies.
I was like, oh my God, you are
Um,
invincible.
as a cheeky little wink, I will say that like the color scheme of the new one, like just keep that in your mind because that is referencing something in the next season. So yeah, like the blue and
Mm,
white. So just keep that in your mind.
okay.
But yeah, like this reconciliation obviously with Eve. So like this is like, I mean, there's a lot. This is pretty heavy as well in places. But obviously when, they first get together, they obviously have sex again in the bed. And like Eve even says that line, like maybe you noticed I haven't had like time to take care of myself. And then Mark says like all I noticed is how much I missed you.
So sweet.
Yeah.
And like obviously Mark was gonna say that. Mark's a good guy and like I don't know, Eve has gone through hell and back
Right.
and yeah, she looks great. I like the weight change personally.
Hmm.
I'm like, there
Right.
you
Very
go.
nice. And I do believe him, you know. I think he is going from moment to moment so quickly that he probably didn't notice, you know, he probably didn't
Hmm.
really get a good look at her. He probably like
No.
saw her face and honed in
Right.
on that. And
Yeah,
Hmm.
he needs to slow down a little bit, just like take a breath, take a set, you know,
that
settle down.
part
And they also like
actually.
go right into banging, don't they? Like
Basically,
it
clothes
doesn't
are
take it
off.
doesn't take very long.
Period.
No, absolutely. But we obviously get that other scene as well when like, I mean that was like really nice and it was nice. I guess kind of for Eve as well, because Eve's worrying a lot right now, right? Like she's worrying about the revelation that she's got to drop on Mark as well at one point, how Mark's going to perceive her after not having not seen her for like 10 months, I think it is now.
Yeah, it was
Um
10 months.
10 months, right.
Hmm.
So obviously like you can understand like Eve's position and like the worry that she would have there, but obviously more than anything, they've just missed each other for that long.
Yeah.
Mm,
Um
She like
I
thought about it after. I felt like it was definitely like a second, like, oh, sorry about the way that I look too. I know she definitely wasn't too worried about that. I feel like she
mhm,
kind of just wanted to say it to get like the elephant out of the room, but I don't
mhm.
know. She's chilling.
she
Right.
is chilling.
I love her.
So in the comics,
Yep.
is this sort of accurate? Because I was shocked by the revelation because
Yep.
I thought there was either she was going to be pregnant or there was a baby, right?
Yep.
And I was
Yeah.
shocked that she'd had an abortion. She had one in the comics.
This is beat by beat. So like when we were
Okay.
talking last episode, I was just like, because like,
I was so angry about that baby. I'm like, we don't have time for a baby. There is so much happening.
so I'm just like, do, like not gonna
I
say anything.
appreciated the way they went with this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and like I think like yeah, I think like the emotional like impact of it worked really well for both of them, to be honest.
Mhm.
Obviously,
Mhm.
we'll get to that. We did get that little brief scene with William and Rick as well. It's always a pleasure to see William again.
Mhm.
Um, are we a fan of the new voice William has, or do we miss the old one?
I feel like I'm kind
I
of
don't
just used
I
to it
don't
at
know the
this
change.
point.
Yeah.
I feel
I don't
like,
think I'm hearing the
yeah,
change.
the first time we saw William, I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, that's not the same voice actor. Now I'm
Mm,
like, whatever.
See,
right.
it's been like a year for me, so you could tell me it's the same exact actor and I would believe it.
Yeah, like it's not still
Um,
Samuel L.
yeah,
Jackson. Like,
I didn't
okay.
remember the last voice, so
Yeah, fair.
Funny.
Fair enough. But it's always a pleasure to see William again because I really like their
Mm.
friendship.
Hmm.
Um, and I like as well because obviously, earlier on, Mark does admit, right, when he says, like, look, I'm not okay. Like, the Viltrumites is literally all I'm thinking about right now. He even says, like, it's a bomb that could go off at any point and I don't know what to
Hmm.
do. And I like as well, like, as they're walking away and, like, talking, and it's like Rick who picks up on that, who he's like, oh, like, he's processing events. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. And obviously,
Hmm.
what Rick went through in the last season, it makes complete sense. And I love when he says, like, oh, I've seen that before. And William's like, where? And he's like, in the mirror. Like, I
That
know
was
that
deep.
look.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
In the
like
mirror.
shit,
The
buddy.
mirror. As we all turn and look in the mirror at ourselves. Um,
Literally.
yeah.
I pull up the camera.
So that
I saw it in the iPhone. Um,
Literally.
but yeah, obviously we'll jump to as well to the rooftop talk. So this is when we get the revelation, right?
Yes.
We obviously get another vision as well when it's like Throg like grabbing Eve and like pulling her up, and Mark's like again like basically hyperventilating at this point.
Mhm.
Like, that was so
Um,
aggressive. The eye
Yeah.
popping. I was like, all
yeah.
right.
hmm Yeah, it doesn't hold back.
Yeah.
Um, so this whole thing, like this is, I mean, this is like a huge scene for the episode, really, for both of them. And
Yeah.
like, Natalie, I guess I'll get your thoughts to start with. What was your thoughts? And I
Yeah.
guess like the way I guess Mark handled this and like the revelation. What were your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Well, first of all, with the show making this part, they didn't rush this part at all, in my opinion. I felt like it was long enough as it needed to be, and that it just was that. Like, Eve had many like pauses and no one spoke. There was no music, there was no anything. It was like, yes, let her breathe, let her do this. So I was really happy with the show with that. But she's literally just making a choice about her own body, her own future, and the readiness to like have a kid. Like Mark wasn't there, so this was having a kid by herself potentially. Like she had no idea what was gonna happen.
Right.
I feel like it definitely showed like Eve isn't just like Mark's girlfriend. Like she's her own character. She made this independent decision, and I just really appreciate how the show went with that. Also, Mark, I love you. He killed it. Like I feel like after Eve kind of like said her first part, he was kind of ready to jump in and she was like, "Let me speak." And he was like,
Mm,
"Sat, like
Yeah.
I'll let you speak." And then all he said was just like, I am so sorry. Like, I should have been here and I love
mm,
you. Like,
hmm
that was it, point blank, period. He didn't have to say, like,
Oh,
why did
Mark.
you make this decision? Why did you whatever? I feel like he handled that very well. But
I love that. I love that. Zach, what were your thoughts?
Well, so I've been seeing a lot of I didn't realize how negative the chatter would be around this whole thing because I don't know, I saw it and it read pretty straightforward to me, just like everything you just said here, that not only is she making a choice for her own body, but these are like different kind of circumstances as well. She doesn't know when he's coming back. She don't know if he's dead. She don't know
right.
how anything went out there, right? Like she only could make a decision for herself and her life right now. Also with the knowledge that Mark could have been killed out there. Viltrumites could be coming back, and she knows she does have to like be a next line of defense for the Earth if that's happening. And can she do that with a
Yes.
baby? It's just there's a lot of different circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was really
Yeah.
surprised that people were so angry about this and like really shitting on her for and they're being real crass about it, like saying she just killed his baby, and then like, and that's just not. That's I feel like that's a very I don't. I don't know, like a simpleton thought. I feel like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
you're kind of a
Yeah.
immature.
dumbass if you're
Yeah.
Yeah.
thinking that way because even our character here, Mark, understands it, right? Like it, I don't know. So I do love the way they handled it. I love the way Mark kind of went into it, and it just I think it would have been too much for him to get back, and there was a baby there, and
hmm
then he
I
has to
think he would have
also
blown up. Like,
probably.
just
Well,
like,
I was curious though about an abortion with a Viltrumite baby, and if that was like a can a Viltrumite baby be aborted? But I guess so. We got our answer here,
Yeah.
so
maybe.
There you go. No, I echo everything what you guys have said. Like this as well in the comic is beat by beat. Like even the
Mhm.
lines are
Good.
exactly the same. Um, but the main thing for me is just as you kind of said, Natalie, as well, Zach, is like the way that Mark handled that in that he didn't jump to, as you said, Natalie, it wasn't like, well, why did you do it? Why didn't you consult me first? He was, the first thing out of his mouth was, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I left you and you had to go through that alone. And I think that is a huge character moment for Mark. We've always kind of known it, but like just to see that in action, like him get physically upset, the fact that Eve went through that alone and that meant so much to him is total credit to Mark as a character. Like that's baby boy
And he
through
didn't
and
ask
through right
any
there.
questions. He
Nope.
understood entirely, completely right off the bat. And
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that.
Right. And that wasn't important. You know what I mean? Like, it's not important for him to know anything like that. It's more important to be like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Come here and gives her a hug. That's
Yeah.
the first thing he does. Like just brilliant writing, brilliant character moment for the pair of them, really. I
Yeah.
really loved it.
Definitely.
And we get a little bit of an, like, going into another episode, another scene with them later on when they're in the bedroom together. And obviously Mark's like awake already and like Eve's waking up and she's like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Sidebar, Mark is in his underwear the whole time, which is pretty sexy as fuck. I'm not
Very
going to
nice,
lie.
yeah.
Very nice. More scenes of that, please. But I love that none of us disagree.
Well, they are
like-
also like making his muscles a little bit bigger every season.
Yes.
So, it's...
Yeah, he is.
Listen, if you've got it, you've got
I'm
to appreciate it.
rewatching
I'm
the
not
first-
complaining. I'm just a gay man.
I'm rewatching the first season with my roommate and my boyfriend, and it's so funny. I'm like, he's so small. Like he gets so like big and like manly.
I know, right? And it's now like somebody spills some baby oil on
Well,
that
I guess
man,
that
'cause
would do it,
damn.
right? If you're fighting a bunch of bitches up in space, that would strengthen those muscles a little bit. So it's
Hell yeah.
Good
If he wants to do that in
continuity.
front of us, listen, it can do it. But yes, this scene as well, I really liked this scene because it highlights something that you and I spoke about last season, actually, Zach. This shows the clear difference between the Amber and Mark relationship versus the Eve and Mark relationship. And that is obviously, like straight away, Mark's freaking out and he is like spiraling right now. He's saying like, oh my God, I need to do this thing, but then I need to protect you. And then this is going on. And like Eve I love when she's like, Mark, shut up. Listen, you're not the only superhero in this room, right?
Yeah.
Like I might have something that I need to do and I might need to be gone for 10 months. We're on the same level here. That's fine. But we will meet each other and make the best of it and work through it together. That's never a conversation you could have with Amber. And that just proves why this
Oh my
relationship
gosh,
makes
Amber
more
would have been
sense.
insufferable about this. She'd have been so mad that he was gone for so long, or
Literally.
Be like, why didn't you think about me?
She probably is still,
You're still like that now. Why didn't you text me from space?
That's so me. I can't even.
Where's the letters that you wrote me?
If he wanted to, he would.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you were a trillion miles away?
Yeah, it's convenient,
Yeah,
Mm.
of course you were.
But what did you guys think of this scene, like them two kind of, establishing that law and that relationship between each other?
I also just love how she can calm him down.
Mhm.
And it's so great to see like her step up, her being like, stop, focus. And like she's just such a rock for him, I think.
Yeah.
And like vice versa. Like they are just such a great couple together.
Because it has to also be very jarring for her too. She's already gone through all of this stuff in the last 10 months her own, and then when he gets back to see the state that he's in, he's not coming back the way he left. He's shaken, he's got this PTSD, he is
Exactly
having these huge freakouts, and for her to be able to handle it as quick as she did is really, again, she's a rock star for that, because I know it would shake a lot of people,
No, absolutely. If there was anyone that was going to get it, it would be Eve, right? Like, this isn't the first time that she's seen. Obviously, she probably hasn't had a boyfriend that's like gone for like 10 months, but at the same time, like she's seen other dimensions. Like she's seen creatures from like out of space. You know what I mean? Like if there's anyone that's going to get it, it's going to be Eve. But yeah, you're right. Like they do have a way of talking to each other where they're very honest with each other in a way that they're just like, look, I know you're going to get this, so I can be honest with you about this.
And like she's lost people, he's lost people. Like they're just trying to make a decision that they're going to do it together. Because I think that's what he was freaking out over. And Eve was kind of like, we need to both meet in the middle on this and like be there for each other and make this decision that we're going to stick with each other no matter what happens. Anything can happen, but we're going to
She's
be
really
there.
great at not making the situation more difficult, right? Like even just a beat after this, when she sees for I mean, great. And like, I don't know, she's probably fucking hates Nolan's gut situation harder by saying, why is he here? Why would he be, like she
Mhm.
gets it. She gets it. She gets that this is the situation we're in. And if he's going, because I don't even think Mark needs to be in a relationship right now, but if Mark needs to be in a relationship, it's with somebody like her.
Yeah, Zach and I are very
Funny.
team. Like, if Mark wants to explore his feelings with like male people, like male guys,
William is
that's
over there.
absolutely
We can
fine.
do William. That's fun.
He can be a
Like,
thruple.
no, Eve. No, that'd be iconic.
Well, like, yes, he's with Eve, but if there was an opportunity where he could
Yeah.
say hello to
Unless.
Willie. Yeah, unless. But um, I will leave the end part about Mark for us to talk about last because I think that's really
Okay.
interesting. Because that's like a big moment, and it's slightly different in the comic where it's actually Mark and Nolan. It's not just Mark.
Mhm.
But we'll come to that at the end. We'll have a little chat about it at the end. But let's talk about Nolan and Debbie. So this is really interesting their dynamic, I think, in this episode. What were you going to
Fuck
say, Zach?
Nolan. Just need to start at the top there.
Yeah. hmm what I will say, because there's, maybe like three really interesting Nolan scenes. So we get like the initial one with him and Debbie. We get the one when he's at the crater talking to Cecil. And also we
Right.
get the one again when like Debbie agrees to go with him to space. This initial scene, like what I thought was interesting, what I started off saying, fuck you, Nolan. And I love that Debbie called him out on that shit was when he's like, you have to give me a chance. And she's like, no, I fucking don't. Like, you
Mhm.
haven't earned that. Like, I don't have to
Yeah.
give you anything. But the only, yeah, were you going to say something, Natalie?
No, you're good.
Okay. The only thing for me that I give Nolan grace for in this is that the old Nolan would have gone down the route of saying, one, he wouldn't have given a fuck what Debbie thought and would have said, no, no, you'll do what I tell you to do. But the other thing what I liked what he did is that he said, look, you what the thing is, you will give me a second chance, but not because, I'm asking you to, but that's the person that you are. That speaks to your strengths as to who you are. And that's the way that he gets kind of not through to Debbie, but like is speaking to her in a way that emphasizes some of her best traits.
Yeah, I completely agree. He also says, I think it was right before that, he was like, stop treating me like you don't know me. Like,
Mhm.
Mm,
please, like, give me. He doesn't say, like, give me something, but he's just like begging without saying it, I feel like.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. But also she has every right just to walk in the door and like walk in the house and slam the door, So
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean, the only
100%.
reason she's gonna be around him right now anyway is because she needs to get up there to see Oliver, and so I'm okay with
exactly.
that. But
Yeah.
fucking, I don't know. I don't want her to give him any grace. She doesn't owe him anything. All the only
No.
thing she needs to do is accept that he's here because they need him for a bigger purpose right now.
Hmm.
Right.
But I don't want her to give him anything. I don't want her to give him any of her
I
time, any of her love,
know.
any of. I don't
Mm.
want them to have a nice little look out into space together. I don't want any of that bullshit.
They
It's
did
fucking
though.
stupid. No, and the only way that he is able for me to earn forgiveness or redemption is through high, doing noble or heroic. I don't see him alive at the end of this entire thing.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
I
Well,
hate him with a fucking passion.
I'm saying nothing.
I hate him bad.
I'm saying nothing. But
Uh,
um,
Give
but
me
no,
Thrag instead. I'll take Thrag.
Thrag and Debbie together.
Oh no, we're not gonna
Fucking
do
hell.
that either.
That'd be
Can you
crazy.
imagine? That would be insane. She's like, I fucking hate you, Nolan, but Thrag over there has got something going on.
Mm.
Yeah, that
It's the
damn haircut.
mustache. The mustache did it.
It is. And that haircut, she's like, damn. Um, yes, yes, definitely, yeah. But I did like that conversation, and it's interesting. I said this to you,
Hmm.
Natalie, but the show handles this way better than the comic does. Like in the comic, Debbie is like this scene, like Debbie's like, she's already kind of basically forgiven Nolan. She's in his arms. She's like, okay, yes, let's go together. And it's like Nolan's kind of decision, and she's going along with it. Whereas this is way better, makes more sense. Debbie has a fucking backbone.
So is she gonna fucking forgive him? Is she gonna? Is that where we're
I'm
going?
saying nothing.
My gosh, please!
They were
And they
looking out
already
into
dropped us.
space together. Like, come on.
The
They
heels all.
dropped us into this episode too, and they were like, they had that scene with her and her boyfriend, and he's like, "Well, we didn't, end up together, but at least we're friends." I'm like, God, please! This is telling me that they're gonna get back together, or whatever the fuck
Right.
is about to happen.
Also, her being all like pissy, like holding her arms like this, and Nolan's kind of like,
Oh yeah.
like,
You should just butt at that hand, just being like, whoosh, like, don't you even think about it,
Literally.
Nolan. But what did we think about the Nolan scene, obviously with Cecil when he's back at the crater? I thought this was some really good stuff.
I thought this
Um,
was great stuff.
and what I liked about it most is like how fucking pissy but well deserved Cecil was with him. Where like, when he initially apologizes to him and he's like, it means something, not a lot, but it means something. And
Hmm.
like, and then that line he says later to him when he's like, oh, like I've helped and like I nearly died. And he's like, okay, you've got to nearly die 2,000 more times then we'll talk. Like,
Right.
and even when he says to him, like, oh, okay, you're going to do this? Well, get the fuck off my planet, Nolan. And like, you can see Nolan, you can see almost a flash in the eyes of like the old Nolan where he's almost like, you don't fucking talk to me like that. And he almost catches himself and is like, nope, I'm different now. I deserve
Yes.
this. I really thought that was really good.
Yeah, I saw that too. And just like, what did Cecil say? He was like, is that called winning the war? There's 40
Mhm.
more Viltrumites out there. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And also, do you guys think that they won? Like, I feel like they were saying a lot like, oh, we
No,
won the
why are we
war.
even
No.
saying that? That was a battle that we barely got out of. That was a battle that
Barely
that we
got out of.
just barely escaped, right? That
Because
wasn't
all
even
of
the
them are
fucking
saying
war.
that. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was no winning there. I mean, what, they lost Thaddeus, like Nolan basically died, Mark like nearly died, Oliver nearly got ripped to shreds. Like, and they're all still yeah, there was a few Viltrumite that died because fucking
Just
Space Racer, I'm still
his
annoyed at.
his oh, floating in space by itself. I
Right.
don't know. It's I like the way Cecil handles Nolan, right? Because
Mhm.
and this is the way I wish everybody else would, because everybody just kind of accepts that he's around. But honestly, all he needs to be is in our orbit in case they come back, right?
Right.
He doesn't
Hmm.
have to be here. And he flies around way too flippantly. Like if I was a citizen, a regular civilian, and I go to the ground, I'd freak out. I'd call the news. Nobody else is freaking out about this.
That's funny.
No, it's so true. And like you're right, like because they even made a point of it in an earlier episode and we're like, Nolan, you can't show your face because if people see you, like they're gonna freak the fuck out.
He's a
You know what I mean?
dangerous person, and people can't
Hmm.
just again the 2,000 however many lives that were lost because of him. We don't get to just like forgive that because he takes Debbie up to a space station and has a nice look see. We don't. That's just not how that works.
No, no, I get that.
You know,
No,
it's so bad.
it's that.
I like love Nolan, unfortunately.
Good thing. So we'll be okay because I have a little bit of threat. We're we have to make allowances.
Listen,
That's
there's a
funny.
God, we love our toxic men, fucking hell. But I will say though, the way that suit rests on Nolan, I'm like, damn boy. Um,
Fuck that. No. Flying around with his cankles out, doesn't have many boots. His outfit looks chopped. The entire
from
thing is
here up,
terrible.
it looks
No,
good. From
bad.
here up.
Mm,
No, the way
he's
you can see his
ugly.
chest. Oh, damn, you changed your tune. You were like, Mr. Nolan, I think you're
I'm
beautiful,
not.
but I
I
hate you.
am Debbie right now. I'm just sitting.
You're like, fuck you, Nolan.
Yeah. Fuck you, Nolan.
Um, no, but I did love that scene. I thought it was really,
Mm,
really good. And as you're right, like, you're right in you're saying, like, the way Cecil handles Nolan is like no one else because it's almost like everyone else is kind of like ready to lean towards forgiving Nolan or to like to see his point of view. And Cecil is having none of it. And that's what I
mm.
really like about him in this. Yeah.
I guess
Um,
it's also different because Cecil had a working relationship with Nolan, but everybody
Yes.
else had such personal relationships with him that I do understand it's very
Mm,
hard to not feel those feelings of when everything was good, and
Hmm.
it's a lot more complicated. So
that
grace
was
Yeah.
a
given.
great
No.
shout. That was
No.
good.
No. Absolutely. Um, I guess we can talk a little bit about the end scene, I guess, really. We covered a lot of the main points of the episode, but
Yeah.
okay, so this ending, what I will say first of all, this show gets a lot of shit for its animation. One, I think, is unwarranted. I think they're trying to go for an artistic style that looks like the comic. It doesn't fucking look bad as what people make it out to be. It's not like trying to be an anime.
People are very
And
dramatic.
they are. They need to calm the fuck down. But also the second thing, like this whole scene when like Eve's like, Mark, why don't you go out for a fly? Like fly around, like clear your head. And like the way he's flying through like the sunset and like that song plays and he's just
It's
like
very pretty.
it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So
I
nice.
love.
Same. And like I loved all of that. Like, and like Invincible does do a good little montage of like when a song plays and they do something really interesting over it. It always works really well for me. But this I fucking loved. So like obviously, and I like as well again he sees like Throg in the distance, like when he saw him obviously next to the planet in the last episode. And even in that moment when he's like, oh, like is that him? And then like, as we said, it's like unclear, it's a little bit foggy, and then it like clears and he's like, oh yeah, like basically I'm here, bitch. Oh, this conversation, what did we guys think?
I mean, I loved it. I thought it was
Yeah.
fantastic. I liked that it was quieter, right? Because I was
Hmm.
expecting this big fight. I was expecting all of this, and even Thrag was like, "That's not what this is.
Yep.
We're not here to fight right now. This is because he also we were talking a lot about ego in the last episode, and he did have like a
Yes.
little bit of an ego death in that last episode, and
Hmm.
so he is here, kind of humbled a little bit, understands that he can rally the troops and like really fuck shit up, but that kind of goes against what they are trying to do. I think he realizes
Yes.
that he has gotten him and his people into a point where they shouldn't be this depleted, right? And that kind of
Right.
is on him. And so rather than do that, let's just make a goal, or let's make a little bit of a truce here with Mark. That way we can come to something mutual, at least for the time being, because we both know, both parties know that this is not something that can stand for long, right?
Right.
Mm.
They're gonna have babies. Those babies are gonna grow, and by the time those babies grow and are raised by Viltrumites, war's back on. So
Hmm.
we've got a little bit of a ticking timer here, and even Mark knows it. And I hate that Mark has to go through this and has to make this decision, but
Hmm.
at least it was a decision and not a battle, and just
Yes.
bought him a
Yeah.
little bit more time because again, this
Definitely.
he needs 3 weeks of therapy before we go into another fight.
Oh my gosh, actually. And even like carrying off of what you said, like Thrag was about to kill him. And then he was like, I need
Mhm.
you. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah,
we don't have
Hmm.
enough. So let's make this truce. Oh my gosh, the weight of the world was literally on Mark. He was like,
Hmm.
what do I do in this situation? Do I potentially literally kill half of this planet and like
mm,
my planet, my people that I love, or like wait a little bit longer and then potentially get my planet destroyed?
yeah.
Like
Hmm.
he made the right
Yeah.
choice, but Thrag made him like the ruler of the world right then and there and was like, okay, what are you gonna do with your planet? Like, what's your decision? I was
Yeah.
like, oh no.
Hmm.
And how you were talking, Adam, about how in the comics, Nolan is supposed to be there with him. I'm
Yep.
really glad he wasn't because this
Same.
is this is Mark's show, and the weight of the world has to rest on Mark. And I hate seeing Mark go through it, but again, this is for his character.
Yep.
He needs to make that decision, and
Hmm.
other people probably would be really pissed about his decision. I'm guessing next season when he reveals that to people, they're not going to be happy about it. But this is
Mm.
the decision that he had to make just to avoid any more death right now.
No. I echo completely what you both said, like fantastically, yeah. Like this, as I said in the comic, it is Nolan and Mark. And like the thing is as well, Mark is a very different hero from Nolan, like absolutely. And he's for the longest time has lived in his dad's shadow. So like in order to do it this way, like this just proves that arc for Mark where like he is at the point now where he is making decisions that are literally saving the world, right? Like he is a
Mhm.
completely different hero to the way Nolan is, or the way Nolan portrayed himself initially. Um, but you're right, like you can tell we talked all about ego in the last episode, Zach. Like this eats at Throg and his ego that Mark is the one that, like, he needs Mark and he
Yeah.
fucking hates that, but he needs him and he knows he needs him. Because Throg, again, is someone who, he's probably like a few steps ahead, right? So, like, the plan to come here wasn't ever to destroy, like, what Mark thought. It was to use it as a breeding ground. Like, we need you. And he even says, you are the example of what we need, And then even that line, like that throwaway like line where he says at the end, when he's like, oh, like, you're he says like, oh, either way we will rebuild like our race, and even says like, oh, look, you're the savior of this planet. It's like, congratulations. And I love when he says like, oh, the universe is a funny thing, and like looks away and just thinks about it. But yeah, the calmness of this for me made it so much more dangerous than had there been a fight.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
even Mark was like started off like trying to punch him. He
Right.
wasn't moving.
Yeah.
And then like him just like pushing him away, like, hello, let's talk. Let's
Mm-hmm.
come on. So I really like that part.
I mean, Thrag gave Mark is more respect than Nolan did when Nolan
Exactly.
beat his ass,
Mhm.
So which one is worse, right?
Let's talk about that.
I love me some Thrag. He is where does he go after this?
Right.
Like where I
Yeah,
guess
he's
that's a
like, you won't
comics
see
thing,
me.
is it?
To be honest, this isn't like, I'm going to tell you what you can probably figure out anyway, but they do assimilate. They go in and you don't see them for a while.
Mhm.
There is another
Even
story arc.
Thrag goes down there too in the
Yeah.
comics.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he like even he's
How
like,
can
when he
you not
says,
notice Thrag?
I know,
Yeah.
right? Like that big, like hulking man with that mustache.
Right.
Um, but yeah, they basically are like, nope. Like, and I love when he says as well, it's like, we won't aid Earth. Anything that happens, we will not step up. Like, we will just assimilate. You will not see us until we're ready to leave, effectively. There is another big story arc that comes along, which kind of takes over a little bit, which is so fucking good.
Mhm.
But don't think, obviously, you're not going to see Throg next season because you obviously will. There is stuff that happens there. You will see the Viltrumites again. Um, but I really love where this story goes. This does, as I said to you last time, Zach, this like changes the trajectory of the show, and I really like what they do with this story. So I'm excited to see that. But yeah, no, I love this. But do you guys both think Mark made the right decision?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
100%.
needed it's not a permanent solution either. And we know
Exactly.
that Mark knows that, Thrag knows that, but we needed to avoid bloodshed for a little bit so we can figure out something, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
And that would have just been chaos upon the world, and it wasn't worth it at the time.
No. What about you, Natalie?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like I said earlier, I just feel like it postponed like what's gonna
Hmm.
happen
Right.
because if they decided to do the battle right then and there, Nolan's gone. Like there was no team, and Mark even said he was like, "No, no, no! Like you can't do that." And it was
Yeah.
like, "My final answer is
Mm.
yes." And I was like, "Okay, he was thinking through it." Like,
Hmm.
There wasn't
but
really another option. He didn't really have. I mean, like I know he made a decision, but it really wasn't a decision at the end of the day either.
No.
So,
yeah,
mm,
No, exactly. Like he didn't have a choice. He was basically being told this is what's happening. You go along with it or everyone dies. He like had an impossible choice. And even Throg highlights that. He's like, you've got an element. You have to make a choice, even though this ain't really a choice.
yeah,
hmm
But I did like to pick up on you said there, Natalie. Like I really like when Mark like verbalizes his thinking where he's like, no, I can't say yes to you. Like you fucking Throg. Like, no, I can't, no. And then at the end he's like, oh my God, yes, like I need it. And yeah, right decision. He's got to buy himself some time. Like right now, as you guys both said, if it was to say no and try and act on that no, he would have killed him in 2 seconds,
two
you know,
seconds.
and done it
I feel
anyway.
like
So
that timer is on at about like generously at like 13 years, right? As when
right.
they're old enough to really start those
Hmm.
babies are like really fighting and shit like that. So we've
Yeah,
we've we've got 13 years to figure it out.
Literally, let's get on it. But
that's funny.
yeah, obviously we then get our after credits sting as well, where we see Thaddeus has left Alan a voice note and basically talking him through it, and then we see that he has remade the Scourge virus. And I
Mhm.
love that in this he's saying, look, like Alan, you cannot let the Viltrumites live. The Scourge virus, we don't know what it'll do to the people on Earth, but we cannot take that risk. They need to be wiped out. Do this,
Yeah.
Alan. And ends on that. I thought that was such a really,
And it
really
is
strong
another
thing.
like it's really good a balance to Mark's side,
Yes.
because now he has to make a decision, and is going ahead and dropping this virus onto Earth and killing all life on this Earth worth the rest of the galaxy, the rest of the universe? Like, that's the big question here. And
Hmm.
I don't know. I think I always find questions like that really interesting when they're introduced, you know?
Yep. Same. This is the good stuff for me. This is great writing
Hmm.
because, like, as you
Yeah.
said there, Zach, like, this isn't just Earth anymore. And like, we've seen Mark go to space. This is the universe. We've seen the planet, like the coalition. We see leaders from different planets who have lost people because of the Viltrumites. This ain't just about Earth anymore. Even though, like, Mark is the defender of Earth, right? Like, it's his
Yeah.
planet effectively, but he has to make a decision not just for Earth now, but for the rest of the universe. And again, Natalie, you said earlier, like, the world is on his shoulders, like the weight of that. He's got the whole universe on his shoulders right now, to be fair. But
Yeah,
this is
definitely.
great, great stuff. What did you think, Natalie?
Yeah, I don't know what he'll do. Like I know Alan
Mm,
like loves them and like has grown a good respect for Nolan and Mark and Oliver. So I could see in like his eyes that he's just not happy about the decision that he has to make. And
hmm
personally, I don't think he's gonna do it.
I don't think so either. And I also think it's
hmm
that specific decision is not a decision that is like plan Z, you know, it's like all
hmm
the way at the end.
Yeah,
Um, because there are other ways, right? We could isolate these Viltrumites somewhere else and then
Do
drop
it
that
then.
virus on them or something. Like, there are other
Hmm
plans, so let's not
hmm
jump all the way to the end and just kill
let's not
everybody.
kill everyone on Earth yet.
Well,
Literally.
again, my point every season is I don't understand why anybody's living in that city, you know. So everybody
Like,
should move out of that city.
get the fuck out. The stuff you've seen.
Hmm.
Like, everyone's traumatized right now. Jesus.
Right.
But no, you're right. Like, let's put the virus down for 1 minute and let's just have a chat about this. But
Yeah.
ultimately, this is a decision as well that affects a lot of people, and in many ways, this shouldn't like just be Mark's decision. So like, this is a
Hmm.
big talking point between people because we are talking about potentially wiping out a whole planet of people. This should
Hmm.
be like more than just Mark's decision. But what I will say is that like this going forward, like from the comics and everything like that, this is the great stuff. Like this is
Yeah.
really good character stuff when they talk about this decision, and I'm excited to see like how that plays out in the show as well. But
Same.
this is like I love this great stuff. If you can see both sides and you have to make a decision, it's great, great, great writing. I love this. Um, all right, we're kind of here at the end, so
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you both to pick your favorite scene from this episode, and then also thinking ahead to the next season. What's maybe like one thing that you think like might happen in the next season going forward? I'm going to say nothing, but tell me what you think. One thing that might happen in the next season. Natalie, I'll come to you first.
Okay, so definitely my favorite scene, which is like kind of gory and weird, was the Debbie one where
What?
no,
I
I
know,
know.
I'm like, who are you? Who do I
Oh my
work with?
gosh.
No, I know. But that was the scene that literally made me stand up. Like
Okay.
I literally
Right.
was like, and I love those scenes that like
Mm.
where I like freak out. That's like my favorite. I'm like, okay, I'm hooked to this show. But
Right.
no, that scene made me like shake and I loved
Mhm.
Yeah.
it.
You loved it for your reaction, not because Debbie died. Yeah, that's fair. That's
Right.
Or Debbie died. I don't know. Just
You were like, get that bitch, squish that head.
like
And
um,
holding a knife
then
up like she doesn't deserve Nolan.
like
yeah.
Nolan's
Get away
mine.
from get away from my toxic man.
That's
Yeah,
so funny.
and then going forward, Natalie, what's one thing you think might happen in maybe the next season?
Oh, lots of Viltrumite babies are gonna be popping
Oh
out.
my gosh.
Mm, mm,
Definitely. Like, I feel like that's the only route. They're down there to populate. Like, they literally said it. So
down there to pop.
Ugh.
I think
Okay.
that's what's gonna happen.
All right. Zach, same question. So, what's your favorite scene
Okay.
from this episode, and then one thing from
I
the next
guess
season?
the ending with Mark and Thrag, or
Yeah.
yeah, I think so.
That's
Yeah, I
the
think I'd go with
appropriate
it.
response.
I'm like, I do. You know what? Adam Eve dying, getting her eyes squished out.
Who am I recording with right now? Okay,
No,
Throgs.
absolutely. Mark's whole decision. I really enjoy that, and I think
Hmm
it just wraps it up as a battle within himself versus a battle, you know, with everybody else. And I think that's really poetic.
hmm
And then uh, I think yeah, we're gonna have like a planet full of fucking babies because I have seen something, so I know.
Oh, damn.
But-
Okay.
No.
Text me about it off camera if you
sure.
want.
Yeah. Who knows what's actually gonna happen? But
Right.
I guess a planet full of babies and something with that scourge virus, right? I don't think it's just
Mm.
gonna stay put up all season.
Right. Yeah,
I
no,
agree.
it definitely ain't just a throwaway thing. That's like that's going to be a big moment, which I'm excited to see how that plays out. For me, I agree with Zach. Like that end scene, everything. I mean, I kind of said I alluded to it, but like the way it's shot, I think is stunning, and like I love the calmness, the quietness of it, like how threatening it is without the fight, just like the way Thragg talks down to Mark, but also needs him, like that battle between them both, battle of words, not a battle of like fists. I think it works so well. But yeah, I love that. I also, as a secondary scene, I'd probably say Cecil and Nolan, just because of Cecil being like, fuck you. Like, I love to see bratty
It was a
Cecil
good
like that.
one.
Yeah, it was good. What would you give out of 10? I'm sitting at a comfortable 9 out of 10.
I'll do 10 out of 10. Why not?
Yeah,
There you
nice. I love
go.
that. What about
Yeah.
you, Natalie?
I'm gonna go in the middle and say 9.5.
There you go. Damn.
I do wish that we had a scene with Oliver and Debbie this episode.
Yes.
Would've been
Oh,
nice.
Yes.
yeah.
Mm. Like even just like to see them land on like on the world and then see her like run to see Oliver, that would have been pretty nice.
Something,
That would have
yeah.
been sweet.
And this is really nice to hear as well, Natalie, because for the longest time when Oliver first came on the scene, Zachy
Oh,
was
God, I
like,
hated it.
"Fuck that
I was
baby."
like, kill that baby. Somebody like rip his bug limbs off or something. I don't know, but I love
Well, it
Oliver
did
now. Oliver's
happen.
amazing.
Yeah, like even Ian was like, "Throw that baby into a volcano; it needs to die." And now they're both like, "Oh, I love Oliver. Leave him alone."
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you guys, like your reaction to the way Oliver looks, hopefully next season, because he is still aging.
No.
So yeah,
I
yeah,
want
he
him
is
to
aging.
become like a
Yeah.
teenage asshole.
Nah, no. He's like when he becomes like a young man, like Oliver's pretty
Okay.
fucking sweet. He's really cool.
There we go.
I love the way Oliver goes. That's all I'll say. But the pair of you, I want to say a big thank you for jumping on, for doing this, for coming on for the other episodes, for helping me cover the whole season. This, as I've said a million times, this is like my Super Bowl. I love this time of year when Invincible's back. Love this show. I never tire of it. And I just want to say a big thank you to both of you for coming on and doing this. I want to say I really appreciate it. And Natalie, for this being your first podcast, for coming on and doing this with me. It's been a lot of fun having you on, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, Natalie, tell everybody where they can find you online.
Natalie Price with 2 C's.
There you go.
Everywhere.
Give her a follow on there. And then Zach, tell everyone where they can find you too.
If you search me as Zachary Patton Garcia, I'll pop up somewhere. So
There you go.
Don't worry, on a Thragg burner account. Okay.
Sounds
I
like
did
a
nothing
Twitter
wrong.
Twitter avatar that's like Thragg with the worst fucking opinions.
Yeah, oh, fucking hell. Right on Twitter. Right on Twitter.
Just full incel bullshit,
Yeah. All right, everyone. Remember, you can watch every single episode of the podcast on YouTube. So type in last week on, you'll find us on there. Come and see our pretty faces. If you want to obviously listen to the podcast, we're available on all streaming platforms. If you want to follow it on social media, it's Last Week on Pod. Type that in everywhere, you'll find it on there. If you want to follow me, I am at Straughan87 on everything. Type that in, you'll see my face. And make sure you leave us a review as well. Leave us a 5-star review, because why the fuck not? But again, thank you so much for listening, everyone. Thank you guys for jumping on and doing this. It's been a lot of fun. And until next time, take care.